Welcome back to my channel. We are going to step into a new series and some new types of videos on this channel. So I hope you're ready for the adventure. It is currently just after 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting ready to go for my second trail run since Leadville 100. I did my first trail run yesterday and it was pretty easy. Honestly, just went out with friends. So today we're off to go hang out with Shane, Bart, and Danny again, and my friend Abby, and we are gonna go do a local trail run in the area. So, second trail run back. I'm downing some electrolytes that you guys saw me take. This is BPN electrolytes lemon lime flavor. You can use code Amanda to save money at checkout. And we have Mr. Bubby, who's come to say good morning. Come here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, good morning. Oh, yeah. Big boy. But I'm going to chug this, take some carbohydrates before the run, and we are gonna get ready to go head out for a local trail run. We are back home from the hike. I just cooked up some ground beef and eggs. I also had a pear while I was cooking for some carbs, and I'm actually making my matcha right now. So you guys have seen me make this before, but I'm just stirring it up, and I'm gonna make an iced matcha latte. So this is gonna be delicious as a post-run meal. So we ended up hiking and running about 5-ish miles. So yesterday was right around 4 miles, I believe, and then today 5 miles. And right now we are slowly building the mileage back. Just being around 2 weeks post Leadville, I'm still feeling a little bit like slow. I don't know how else to describe it. Just like, I feel like I have no juice in my legs right now on my runs. So we're slowly kind of building the blocks back and also working on getting a little bit faster. That is kind of the goal for the next few months, is to increase speed while also increasing mileage back and just working on potentially a new goal that I'm not going to announce yet. But yeah, we have definitely something in the works. So for this one, I'm going to add in these stevia drops. This is like hazelnut flavor. Yeah. Someone is here. We had someone coming to check on our garage door that isn't working. So the perks of a new build are that you still have warranty for 13 months. So we definitely capitalize on that. But for the moment that we love to watch, the dark green matcha into the almond milk. I splashed a little bit, but there's our little matcha latte. Delish. If you missed my what I eat in a day, this is the matcha brand that I use. I'm not sponsored or affiliated with them at all, but I just recommend,
This is the color of it. I definitely just recommend getting a high quality ceremonial grade matcha if you're gonna make matcha at home. It makes a huge difference on the quality of the matcha, but then also the taste. So there's a reason why if you get lower quality matcha, it just tastes kind of dull. But this is super vibrant, super delicious. And then here is breakfast. Let's eat. One thing that I have noticed coming off of Leadville 100 is just such a interesting wave of hunger, not hunger, and really like just an interesting, I guess, transition to kind of normal training schedules that are making me either significantly hungrier or not hungry at all. Never really dealt with that before Leadville. I was always hungry. Like I just always needed to eat because I was doing so much volume, running volume, that I felt like I just always was hungry. So it has been an interesting change to taper back volume, obviously recover from a 100-mile race, but then also start to increase my strength training because I do think that strength training makes me significantly hungrier. So that has definitely helped with my overall hunger cues, and flowing back into a bit of a running schedule I think has helped as well. When I posted a Q&A on Instagram, I had quite a few people asking for like a beauty / skincare / hair care tutorial. I don't know if that is something that I want to make an entire video on, but I wanted to show you guys a few things that I have been using and or are trying. So this was actually something that was posted by a esthetician on Instagram. It is a pretty affordable eye cream. It is by Centella. Oh wait, sorry, it's by Skin 1004 and it's the Centella eye cream. I generally don't just like try random suggestions from people on the internet, but when they are from experts and they are a little bit more affordable, it's something that I feel a little bit more confident in. We're gonna try this little eye cream out here. Something that I do is I wanna make sure that every day I'm starting with a clean base before putting on any sort of skincare. So I really do think that skin health starts from the inside. So taking care of your body, moving your body, making sure that you are hydrating and eating like healthy foods, I think can make a big difference in how your skin feels and looks. So that's something that I do focus on, is skin health from the inside out. But I do also do some level of skincare every single day. Now I'm gonna go in with a serum. This is a super peptide serum from Good Molecules. I am on a kick of trying to swap out my really expensive skincare for suggestions that are made by estheticians that are a little bit more affordable. So we're trying this out. It seems like these are really, really clean. Like the only ingredients on these are the actual like active ingredients that are listed. So I do like that. I do feel like sometimes skincare brands can charge a lot for basically the exact same products, or even just like a simple product that you can just buy from a more affordable brand. Next, we're going in with hyaluronic acid. This is another serum that's really good for skin health and quote unquote anti-aging benefits. So I do like a hyaluronic acid serum. I feel like it's really hydrating and feels super good on the skin. And then after we have the serums on, it's really good to lock it in with some sort of moisturizer. I use the La Roche-Posay Double Repair Face Moisturizer. I've used this for like almost a decade, I wanna say. And it's just something that works really well with my skin. So I go just on top with that. I don't necessarily like feel the need to wait 5 minutes or whatever some people suggest you wait when you apply skincare products, because we just don't have time like that. And I do think that serums will penetrate the skin as soon as there's contact to them. That's at least what some experts have told me. So I do just kind of go right back in with a moisturizer. So I'm actually getting ready to go to the gym. So we had trail run this morning. We're gonna do right around a noon lift. I had some rest, I had some food in between, but for my schedule today, this is what is going to work. We're gonna do a lower body lift day. I'll take you guys through it. I'm still kind of getting back into the swing of lifting post Leadville. I'll tell you that first leg day back after Leadville had me sore for like 5 days. So definitely was maybe a little bit too early on the body, but I noticed a few things about racing Leadville that kind of illuminated some weaknesses that I really want to improve on in this strength and speed season. Some things that I definitely noticed that I think I can improve on is overall glute activation. So activation going uphill, activation on flats. I feel like I can do a lot better with activating the glutes instead of putting so much strain and pressure on the hamstrings. My hamstrings, you guys saw in the race video, my hamstrings were absolutely shot, especially after Hope Pass. So I felt a lot of excess fatigue in the hamstrings, and that can be due to just overall lack of glute activation. So in the strength season, we are really focusing on building the glutes. I did definitely lose some muscle in the glutes in this training session, but not just size, but also functionality and making sure that we're just activating them more throughout the week. So I'm doing 2 glute days a week right now to try and build some of that activation back, and just focusing overall on lower body strength before we move into another ultra prep. Some other things that I noticed I didn't do as well in Leadville as I would have liked were just overall activation in flat running. So having good form and carrying that into strong flat and or slightly uphill running. I want to be able to get faster at that and really take that into my next 100 with a lot of confidence in and a lot of strength in. I noticed that I was just a super strong climber throughout the race, and I felt really comfortable on that. I feel really comfortable on trail here where I'm going up, coming back down, even like big rolling hills I'm super comfortable in. But it was the sustained inclines that were probably right around like 6% to 8% that I felt like were really nagging and annoying to my body, and I want to get more effective and efficient at moving at that grade at a faster pace. One of my most frequently asked questions coming off of the race is what would I wish I would have done better is definitely number one, but then also people are asking what is next. And I promise when I have a clear answer on what I'm going to do, I will tell you guys. We'll do a whole series on it once again. After chasing Leadville 100, the series, I've realized that I really love documenting the process of training for a race. So I'm definitely going to continue to do that, but I want to make sure before I announce and start a series that what I want to do is going to happen, and it's something that I'm really excited about and want to bring you guys along for the journey for. I do think on the flip side, it is really important to take time to accept and move on from accomplishments and really truly savor the moments that we accomplished. Like Leadville 100 took up 9-ish months of my life and were completely all consuming. It's all I really thought about or wanted to think about for those 9 months. It's something I poured so much time and energy into that it would be a really big disservice to myself if I had decided not to celebrate that and really allow that to sit in my body and to really, I guess, savor the moments of that accomplishment. I think it's really easy for us as like the running community or like racing community to immediately jump to something else, and I just am not that type of gal. Like I really love to invest a lot of time and energy into one big goal and have some mini goals along the way. Like for Leadville, obviously I had my 50 miler and my 50K race, but I do think like it is for me more preferable to have something that feels like I am investing a lot of time and energy to, that I'm giving my all to. It's just my style. I'm not someone who races every single month, nor do I think I will ever be that type of gal, just because for one, it's a time investment, for two, it's a body investment, and it requires a lot of time and energy for the body to endure these things and these long preps, that I wanna make sure that I still love running at the end of the day, because there are plenty of people who race a ton who don't necessarily love running or love the sport, and it's something I truly, truly love so deeply that I never want to lose kind of that fire for. So you just noticed that I put concealer on, I put a little bit of bronzer on, and then I put some blush on. I don't often wear like foundation or face makeup. I will say if I do, I will use a tinted, this guy. I will use this Color Science, this is tinted sunscreen. So if I do wear something all over the skin, this is what I wear. I honestly don't go through it very fast because I just don't wear it all that much. But when I do have foundation on, it'll just be a tinted sunscreen. And that's just my preference. I think my skin does a lot better when I don't put foundation on, especially if I'm wearing makeup like regularly throughout the week. So that's just what works for me and for my skin. And then the last thing that I do on the regular is curl my lashes and then put some sort of waterproof mascara. I use the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I also have used Lash Paradise, which is by L'Oreal. Both really good waterproof mascaras. The reason why I use waterproof is, for one, I'm just super active, and for two, I have Asian straight lashes where they just don't curl at all. So when I do curl them, if I want it to hold, I really do need to use a waterproof mascara, or else it just won't hold. And in addition to that, I have hooded eyelids, and if mascara gets in there, it's just a huge mess. So I've found that even since I was a teenager, waterproof mascara is always, always, always my preference. Something that will always happen regardless of how many times I've done my mascara in my lifetime is I will always get mascara on my eyelid. It's just I feel like at this point it's part of my routine, is just getting mascara all over my eyelid and then cleaning up with a Q-tip. That is the whole process of doing my makeup. It's very simple. It takes me like 5 minutes to do. No foundation, but still kind of like looking presentable and pulled together. This is the same makeup that I do basically anytime I am filming, or I'm going to church, or I'm going anywhere. Basically, this is what I do. Hope that's helpful for y'all. I'm gonna go head off to the gym. I am going to take flight. Should I do prickly pear or mango? I think I'm gonna do prickly pear today. So we're gonna do flight prickly pear flavor. This is the best pre-workout, but I only do half a scoop because there is 300 milligrams of caffeine in here and I just can't handle that. So I'm gonna put this into a shaker cup and we will head out the door to go to the gym. Season of speed and strength, baby. Alright guys, that wraps up the workout for now. I hope you enjoyed watching a little glute day. This is something that I'm going to be incorporating twice a week for the undetermined amount of future ahead. So we're gonna go home, cook some food, and do some errands before we wrap up for the rest of the day. Take you guys along. So we are actually going to have to be out of the house in about 15 minutes. We have some help coming to help clean the house before we leave for Kauai. It's something that I feel like we gift ourselves when we either leave for a trip or come back for a trip. We're just due for a deep clean. So we do have some help coming with that. I'm gonna make a smoothie with vegan protein powder in the flavor of vanilla and some frozen berries. And yeah, I will make that up before they get here. That way it's not like we're not making a huge mess before they come. But I love this. I generally do a scoop and a half of vegan protein and a scoop of collagen protein, which brings us to almost 45-50 grams of protein in just a smoothie. So let's make that up real quick. So we're gonna start with some frozen fruit. I'm going to use a combination of mixed berries and mango. So I'm gonna toss in the berries first, about that much, and then we'll do the rest with mango. If you are looking for good texture in your smoothies, I would say mango is probably one of the best things that you can do to make it really thick and creamy. I love frozen mango in my smoothies. It's definitely my go-to. Now we are gonna do the vegan protein powder, scoop and a half, and a scoop of collagen protein. I find that collagen protein really helps to thicken up the smoothie as well, but then also helps with things like joints, skin, hair, nails, all of the good things. So I love collagen protein for that reason. And then we top it off with some almond milk.
and then we blend. Smoothie complete. Ooh. Living life on the edge here. I feel like this video is kind of all over the place, but this is a true day in the life if I've ever seen one. I did want to talk briefly about what the next video is going to entail. So if you follow me on Instagram, you may have heard of what I call my Unbreakable Treks. And my last Unbreakable Trek was in Patagonia. It was an incredible, incredible international trip with 12 of us there, and we actually did the W Trek in Chile. So incredible, incredible trip. And I opened up the Unbreakable Trek spots to be able to be booked a few months before that trip. And I did the same for this next trip. So the next video is going to be my vlog of Unbreakable Trek Kauai. Unbreakable Trek Kauai actually sold out before I even announced the spots were open. There were only 8 slots available because the initial goal of Unbreakable Trek Kauai was to trek the entire Nepali coast on the Kauai Trail. If you've ever heard of the Kauai Trail, it is one of the most iconic treks, in my opinion, in the entire world. It is so stunning. The Nepali coast is unbelievable, and it can only be accessed through extremely tough to get permits, which I actually stayed up, or I woke up at 2 a.m. like 3 days in a row, 90 days in advance in order to secure these permits. And I actually found out just 3 days before the trek that the trail is actually closed. And I truly believe that God reroutes us in beautiful ways that sometimes are hard to understand and sometimes maybe a little bit frustrating. But there was a norovirus outbreak on the trail, and if you don't know what noro is, it is horrendous. I actually got it in high school through a state cheer championship, and every single team that was there, which was cheer squads from all over the state, had girls sick. Our cheer squad had 17 out of 20 gals be sick, which is outrageous. It's just incredibly contagious, and it is contracted through the air. So it's an airborne virus that is spread through fecal matter and through vomit. So if someone vomits on a trail that has noro, the literal particles go into the air, so everyone else on the trail is exposed to that virus. So it makes total sense that they would close it. But of course, it's incredibly frustrating, and it could be really disappointing for some of the people who are involved in this trail, in this trek. But honestly, every single person has been so understanding, and obviously it was completely out of my control, but I'm actually super excited for the reroute that is about to happen. So instead of hiking the Kauai Trail, we are now going to be backpacking through Waimea Canyon, which is incredible, so beautiful, and really epic as well. It is considered the Grand Canyon of the Pacific, or of Kauai, and just so beautiful. So you guys are gonna be able to see that in the next vlog. In addition to that, we are also doing a kayak adventure to a secret waterfall, which I'm just so stoked about. And we actually were able to plan a lot more now that we're not going to be on the Kauai Trail. So we're going to be able to explore a lot more of the island than we were originally going to, which is such a blessing in disguise, in my opinion. And of course, we're just gonna have such a great time in general. And the whole point of these treks is to connect with my audience and connect with some of y'all who choose to actually spend time with me in person and book these trips. And I do not take that lightly at all. It is literally the biggest blessing in the world to meet some of you in person, and even more of a blessing to spend a whole week with some of y'all. And when I announce my next Unbreakable Trek, I will make sure to do so on YouTube as well, so you guys can book. And I definitely have some locations in mind that I am like literally over the moon about and so excited about. So I will keep you guys in the loop when we are able to do another Unbreakable Trek and potentially even a reschedule of the Kauai Trail. So that is what is next, I guess you could say. That is an announcement that I can make in this video. Is what is next is Unbreakable Trek Kauai, which I'm so excited about. I am such a Hawaii girl. I feel like a little piece of me may have been born and raised there at some point in my maybe like a different existence, but I do have family who lives on Oahu, and as a child I always have been really drawn to sunny places, to the beach, to the mountains obviously, and there is literally no better place in the world to be someone who's obsessed with the beach, the heat, and mountains than Kauai. It is
incredible, such a beautiful, incredible island, and I cannot wait to take you guys along for the journey. I picked up a few things at the store to bring along food-wise. So right off the bat, we have Go Macro bars, which are super, super calorie dense. These are incredible. I actually bring these for ultra running as well. A ton of these fruit strips because I am gonna share some of my things with the crew as well. I got some travel baby wipes because I just feel like you can never go wrong with having wet wipes on the trail. I also got some face wipes that are travel size as well, just because like washing my face at night is something that I'm just so used to, and even if I can just do it with a cloth at night, it does feel significantly better. Got some Q-tips, maybe not necessarily for the trail, but just for traveling as well. Got some travel toothpaste because we cannot have dirty teeth even on the trail. That is just a big no-no for me. I got some little tubes of Advil and Tylenol. I do generally bring this just like in a little baggie, but I saw that they had these tubes, and to be honest, I just impulse bought them because I was like, oh, it'd be nice to have it in a tube. And then I just got a couple Band-Aids as well. Oops. Just dropped something. I got some Band-Aids as well. I do carry a first aid kit that has a lot more than that, but we actually needed to refill that with Band-Aids, so I thought this was kind of perfect to do so. Yeah, and that is, oh, I guess one more thing that I did get to. I got these Better Oats packets. I actually opened it because I was gonna transfer it. I love oatmeal for the trail. I feel like bringing oatmeal is one of the lightest, most calorie dense and delicious things to have on the trail. And it's just something that's really predictable. And I just always 100% of the time will bring oatmeal on trail. In addition to that, a big old bag of dried mango, super calorie dense, a great source of carbs, and really easy to bring on trail as well. So that's all that I got from the store specifically for the trek. I will show you guys a quick, oh, actually, you know what? I do wanna share this because I don't know how the footage is gonna turn out, to be honest, but I hope the next vlog includes some Insta 360 footage. I have used the Insta 360, I would say only a handful of times, and I completely obliterated the lens by scratching it to death. And actually including my Havasu trip, I just destroyed the lens. So I actually did upgrade to the Insta 360 X4 because apparently you can't like fix the lens if it's scratched. You just can't fix it, which is a horrible idea, but I did get a little lens cap for this guy. I also got the package that includes these little lens guards. So you can kind of see on here that there's like a little plastic thing that goes around the lens. So hopefully that helps to keep this guy really protected and a little bit less fragile. I feel like it's a little bit silly that the other one was so fragile, but I'm gonna take this. So hopefully the next vlog has some footage from the Insta 360 because I think that would be super duper cool. Now I'm gonna show you guys a few things that I got that I'm going to bring on trail as well. So first off is we did upgrade the tent to the MSR. This is the Hubba 3-person. We have had the REI 2+ for years and years and years, and there are a few holes in it, and it honestly is just kind of like on its last legs. So I did upgrade us to the MSR. This whole tent, which is a 3-person, which we don't need a 3-person. Tyler and I do not need a 3-person, but Tyler, I, Brighton, and Oakley, my 2 dogs, do need a 3-person when we go camping. So I did get the 3-person, and actually here's the stats on it. So it is only 3 pounds, 7 ounces, which for a 3-person is pretty incredible. So this is the name, the Hubba 3-person tent. So this is also a 3-season. So I wouldn't take this on anything like super alpine, cold, stormy weather, but for something like Kauai, this is gonna be absolutely perfect. Something else that I'm bringing food-wise are these IQ bars. I have been eating these for years and years and years, and they are such a good, easy source of protein. So 12 grams of protein, I think they're like 7 grams of fat. I don't know, but they're really delicious, really easy to take on trail, really quick to eat as well. They don't like get stuck in your teeth or anything like that. They're very soft, so I'm gonna bring some of those. I'm going to bring my big beefy juicy camera. So to take pictures on trail, I just feel like I have to bring my A7 III. This is a 24-70 millimeter lens. Absolutely love this guy. She has been loved. Obviously the hood cap is destroyed. I did get recently a new lens cap because I was missing that guy. So she's just been through the ringer with me, but I am gonna bring her to Hawaii because she takes such great pictures. I am obsessed. And I did get one more thing. What I am carrying on trail is actually new to me as well. This is, I'm just really excited about this. This is a new mystery ranch. This is a new mystery ranch to me. If you guys know, you know, I am obsessed with Mystery Ranch backpacks. I've been using them for years. I'm not sponsored by them at all. I have done a few projects with them, but I have bought this on my own and I'm honestly just so stoked about it. So this is a new Mystery Ranch Radex 57, I believe is how you pronounce it. This is an ultralight fabric that is super, super durable. If you don't know what an ultralight fabric is, it's literally a fabric that's made for like very light backpacking. So as opposed to their other fabrics, this is almost like a waterproof jacket, but very, very durable. Like I don't think you could even really cut through that. Really, really durable and a way more minimal frame than the other Mystery Ranch bags. So my other Mystery Ranch bags have an incredible like front hydration system. They're pretty beefy, but actually this is a removable aluminum frame as well. So if you want to remove the frame, you can, but this is a women's pack in an extra small, which I'm obsessed with. We have a completely removable brain. So if you are someone who likes to take the brain off completely, you can do so and bring stuff easily on trail. So something pretty unique that I haven't seen before is actually the side zipper. So all backpacks generally just zip either right down the middle or they zip completely on the sides. Generally, Mystery Ranch will actually have a center zipper. So you guys have seen my other Mystery Ranch that allows you to access things on the bottom because they just have this incredibly easy access zipper. So the same thing applies with this Mystery Ranch. So the zipper goes all the way down to the bottom, which makes it so much easier to access your things. But the zipper's on the side, which I think is really, really unique. I've never seen that before. We have a place for your bladder if that is something that you do. That's something that I 100% will do. So you just essentially put your water system here. There is a little hole for the tube here. So at the very top of the pack, you can allow the tube to come out to be able to drape it around the front to be able to drink from your pack. In addition to having the super accessible front zipper, which is a classic Mystery Ranch additive, you have a full pocket in the front, which makes it super easy to access things that you might need on the go. Things like a water filter, which I will show you guys which one I am bringing, or sandals that you need to access kind of on the go. Having this front system is really, really useful and I definitely will use on the trail. We have a really, really big and collapsible and extendable side pocket. So if you carry something like a Nalgene, having something that's really adjustable like this can be really helpful. This also could be really useful for carrying things like tent poles. So I will probably carry the poles and Tyler will carry the actual tent system. So the poles will go on the side here. There is a band on the inside, which, wow, that's super nice. This little black band on the inside, which keeps things really secure. And you have the bungee cord to help secure. So all in all, I'm so stoked about this ultralight Mystery Ranch. Once again, not sponsored. I bought this with my own money, but I am so excited. And honestly, like if I was to work with the brand on backpacks, it would have to be Mystery Ranch because they're just so awesome. So super light Radex 57. Can't wait to try this out on the trail. There are definitely a few specific things for Kauai or warmer places that I would recommend as someone who is traveling and backpacking in that area. The first thing is to opt for a quilt instead of a heavy sleeping bag. So I use the Nemo sleeping bag, I believe. Oh man, I think it's a 35-degree bag, but for something like Kauai, there's literally no need for a heavy 35-degree bag. It's just super unnecessary in places like Kauai. So I opted for an ultralight quilt, and this thing's pretty big. But the quilt allows for a little bit lighter of travel and also allows for like more opening. So if it gets really hot on trail, I can literally just drape the blanket open instead of being like really enclosed and snuggled up in a sleeping bag, which is generally really, really great for backpacking. But for places where it doesn't even get below like 70 degrees, I think it's gonna be really nice to have a quilt instead. So I got myself a quilt and also got Tyler a quilt. And this is what it looks like when it's all packed up. You can actually even get smaller than this, but it's pretty light. I believe it's right around, I wanna say it's around just 1 pound, which is pretty dang light on trail. Another must have is a rain fly. So this is the Mystery Ranch rain fly that's just gonna drape over my bag if it gets really wet. Hawaii is a place that you're gonna get torrential downpours for like 15 minutes, like just like that. But if you do not have a rain fly, your entire pack gets soaked within 15 minutes. So having a rain fly, in my opinion, is super, super necessary. And even if you're traveling to somewhere like Patagonia, where it just could be stormy for an entire day, having a rain fly is just 100% necessary. Or if you're traveling through places like Washington State or even like Patagonia, there are days that are gonna be rainy. So if you do not have a actual rain fly for your bag, your entire pack can get soaked. Everything from your clothes to your sleeping bag to the jackets that you brought, like all of the gear that you have could be completely soaked. So making sure your backpack either comes with a rain fly or you purchase one separately, super, super important. As far as food goes on trail, I know I've shown you guys quite a few snacks. Having dehydrated meals, in my opinion, is unbeatable. So having a warm meal that you can make with a jet boil or a stove by just boiling water is such an easy way to get calories in on the trail. I feel really lucky because Good To Go did send me a bunch of my favorite meal, which is the Thai curry meal. This is 100% my favorite flavor of dehydrated meal that I've ever had. This is a smaller serving, so generally I actually get the bigger ones, which I believe are 1.5 servings or 2 servings. But this is super flavorful, very spicy. If you are someone who likes spice, you will like this. And it is a little bit higher in carbohydrate. This one container is 1 serving, has 14 grams of fat, 56 grams of carbs, and 10 grams of protein. So if you're having 2 of these, you're gonna get over 100 grams of carbs super easily. And all you do is essentially add water to the top of this. I will show you guys how to do this on trail. It's super simple. All you do is boil water, let it sit for like 20 minutes, and then you are good to go. So the entire crew in Kauai is gonna get Thai curry. So thank you so much, Good To Go, for sending those over. That's incredible. And I'm so stoked to have that on the trail. Something else that is not super glamorous that I am bringing for the entire group are purification tabs for water. So in Kauai specifically, there is a bacteria that is present in a lot of the water sources. So in order to make sure that the water is safe to drink, there are a few things that you can do to ensure that you are not gonna get sick while drinking the water on the island. So the first thing is getting a high quality filter. So this filter is the Catadine or Catadine, I actually don't know how to pronounce it. It is the Hiker Pro. This does remove right around 99.99% of bacteria, as well as obviously filtering out things like rocks and sediment. But in addition to that, I also would recommend adding purification tabs to the water as well, because there is the 0.01% chance that you get things that pass through this filter and or viruses. I know there are certain viruses and bacteria that are small enough to fit through this filter that purification tabs will take care of. So you can either add purification tabs to all of your water, or you can boil all of your water. But truly, if we're on trail and we're getting access to rivers and streams, having a purification tab is probably preferable, because all you have to do is pop one of these tabs in one of your 1 liter bottles and you just let it sit for 30 minutes before drinking it, and you have purified water, versus like sitting down with a stove and boiling everything. But since we are on the topic of boiling, if you choose to carry something to boil with, I would 100% recommend a jet boil. This is the easiest stove system ever, and we've had this, I wanna say we've had this jet boil for like 10 years. Like, I'm not joking, we've had this thing for so freaking long, and it has lasted for a lifetime. So all you do is attach this bottom section to a gas cartridge, and you cannot fly with this. So once again, repeating, you cannot fly with the gas cartridge, so you have to purchase that when you are on the island if you're flying to Hawaii or any other place, but having the stove option is super duper helpful. So we are gonna be checking a bag, and I'm going to check this because I'm not 100% sure what the TSA agents will think of this. I know of people that have flown with them that like fully get through TSA totally fine. I've known other people who've flown with these and they've had them taken away. So to avoid that, I am going to check this in my checked bag, but the Jetboil is an incredible system. It's not that expensive for the amount of uses that you get out of it. I mean, it is wild how much we've used this thing, and she's just held on so incredibly strong. So Jetboil also could be used to hydrate your foods. You can have oatmeal in the morning, you can have hot coffee in the morning. I mean, there are so many uses for a Jetboil. I just 100% think that it is worth the splurge. Another thing that I think is worth the splurge, which is a little bit controversial and maybe a little bit bougie, is a backpacking pillow. This is a beefy one. All Nemo products I just feel like are quite beefy, but I tell you what, having a pillow on trail makes a big difference in my sleep. And when I'm backpacking or on an Alpine adventure or a climb, like having good quality sleep is just something that I love to have. So this is the actual texture of the pillow itself. There are some that are ultralight that you aren't gonna get basically any cushioning on. They'll essentially just be like a little blow up pillow, but this has a little bit more cushion, which I feel like is a lot more comfortable. And you just inflate it at the bottom here. This is definitely like a bougie additive to have, but it's something that I will never not have if I can carry it on a trail. So if I'm like fast packing, obviously I will skip this and just use a jacket as a pillow, but we are not fast packing, we are truly backpacking the trail, and I'm going to bring the pillow because I just think it's just so dang worth it. I will share a link to the packing list that I actually shared with the rest of the Unbreakable Trek crew in the description below. So if you're interested to know what I brought to Hawaii and what I shared with my group of what might be good options for you to purchase for new backpacking, for summer backpacking, or mild weather backpacking, that is something that I will leave down below for all of y'all. I am prepping myself some dinner for the night and also prepping a ton of food for Brighton. We actually cook him fresh cooked dog food because he was dealing with some food allergy things. So I am doing that. That is what is on the stove right now. But thank you so much for joining me for a random day in the life. I really appreciate it. I will catch you guys in the next video with a full Kauai vlog, which I cannot wait to share with you. So if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to subscribe and like the video. It really does help me out. And until next time, stay unbreakable.